Let's just get into it.
Is when Joe Biden got elected, he said he wanted to fast track 4 million undocumented residents to full citizenship. Black people completely ignored it. I spoke on it. I said, do you know why he want to fast track 4 million? Because he know he's not going to do nothing for us. We ain't going to be motivated to vote for him November. So what he's going to do is have these migrants already set up with citizenship so they can replace the black vote that he loses. The migrants are being put in our communities on purpose, New York and Chicago on purpose, because they are what? The two blackest cities in America. They're the two largest cities in America. They're the two most politically conscious black communities in America. So if we can wash out the black with the brown in New York, if we can wash out the black with the brown in Chicago, Philly don't stand a chance. Atlanta don't stand a chance. LA, Houston, Dallas, Detroit, Chicago don't stand a chance. The migrants are here for 3 reasons. Replace us at the polls, replace us at the low-end industry jobs, right? See, when Donald Trump said during the debate that Joe Biden is taking black jobs and giving them to migrants, he was correct. Although he didn't say it because he cared about us, but he's right. When people say, what do you mean by black jobs? Get out your bougie feelings and deal with the reality. 1/3 of black men have a felony. So there's a lot of jobs they will never qualify for. They are mostly what? Essential workers, warehouse, trucking, security. And a lot of those jobs are going to who? The migrants. So that's what...
Why people don't think logically though? That's what makes me more hot.
And this is why I've never understood the outrage with the black jobs term. Like he's really like showing you the black job that's in danger. But
I don't think they did. Bro.
I think they really did. They just want to be in their feelings.
Just wanted to be in their feelings. Because if you know this, how can you be mad about that?
They chose to be. If Joe said it, they wouldn't have been.
If you know he's spitting facts, you got to stand up and like you got to be against black jobs.
I don't think they know that.
If Joe would have said that, they wouldn't have said anything about it.
Man, I really want to know what their response would have been if Joe said it, because he would never say it.
It depends on whose mouth it comes out of. Because it came out of Trump's mouth, they're not gonna like it.
That's very true. That's very true.
Now, Dr. Umar saying it, they might listen.
I think Dr. Umar saying it would make a lot more people listen to it.
It will, because they like him. I feel like you should be smart enough to read in between the lines. And he said Hispanic job, right? He said black job.
I think the reason
2 + 2 = 4.
I think the reason why people think that is because like they think like so tribal when it comes to politics. So if a Republican says it, they just want to be against it because someone they don't like says it.
It's the perspective they go in with. You know, if you go in with perspective, hoping anything they say is racist, then you're gonna take the smallest thing and make it racist. You have to be open-minded and just least listen. You don't have to say if it's right or wrong. Like you can at least listen and can dissect it.
Yeah, but you gotta understand, like everyday Americans that's waking up going to the job, they're not really listening. They're looking for politics all day. It's just probably popping up on their feeds. We're easily influenced. Like we're actually doing and watching it every day. If you don't care about politics, you know what's going on for it. I feel like.
The average person is going with what they're told. Definitely. When they sit around talking with people, they said Trump did this, that. Yeah, for real. So then they just, Trump did this and that, and they just go on with that.
I have people that take my phone every day. Some of my friends, they be like, nah, bro, Project 2025 is real. Like, are you
Trump
serious?
Said it was.
They're like, they said he's lying. They actually believe he's lying.
Man,
I can't convince.
That's crazy.
That's what I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying. If you're arguing with someone and you know there's no way you can convince them, you're wasting your time.
I think everyone should listen to this. I think now that Dr. Umar says it, they might actually like come to their senses a little more.
Yeah.
See, Dr. Umar, he's a rights hustler, but he does know his facts. I can't lie.
I won't say that. I believe things he says.
I think so, but I think a lot of the stuff in his narratives that he pushes is would fall under race hustling.
It is, bro, because that's all he does.
He gives everything from a racial perspective.
Be real and say, I know he believes me, so I think
for sure. He's living by his principles, but every time he's in the light, he's speaking on something.
Money off
and
something, race issue. Yeah. All right, let him keep going.
But he's right. When people say, what do you mean by black jobs? Get out your bougie feelings and deal with the reality. 1/3 of black men have a felony. So there's a lot of jobs they will never qualify for. They are mostly what? Essential workers, warehouse, trucking, security. And a lot of those jobs are going to who? The migrants. So that's what he meant by black jobs. We got to stop being so sensitive and look at the reality of it. I was reading a report the other day. They said the Latinos taking over the construction jobs. They taking them over. In the low industry work, like your gardening, your landscaping, completely taking it over. They're not the enemy. The problem is black people don't get as much opportunity. So then people say, well, white people don't really like brown people like that. That's true. But you know what the difference is? They don't have the burden of accountability with them that they have with us. We built the country. So every time they look at us and deal with us, the bottom line is y'all brought them here and they built y'all into what y'all are. They don't have to say that to the Venezuelans. They don't have to say that to the Colombians. They don't have to say that to the Mexicans. So although they don't like brown, they would much rather deal with them than the black, because with the black, there is a white man's burden that you owe them restitution for 246 years of unpaid labor. Now let's look at what Eric Adams is doing over there in New York. A family of four is getting $1,400 a month. $1,400 a month. Do you know that that's more than what some of the veterans are getting with a child? They're getting more money than veterans who served in the military. Not only that, they're getting free food stamps, free child care,
you not be against
and permanent housing. Although New York City has a black homelessness rate no less than 35%. So you got black people who pay taxes living on the street, and you got migrants who ain't paid a single tax in their life, eating and living better than the black people who live in the country. On that. If I was talking to Eric Adams and Brandon Johnson of Chicago, I would ask them something. What is the Democratic Party giving you guys that you're willing to sacrifice your political interests to push this migrant agenda? Because I don't see how they get reelected by black folks. I don't see how. And if your city goes to the migrants, the migrants that elect a black person to mayor. So you're literally dying on your soul for the Democratic Party. Do you know that New York City has spent $1.5 billion on the migrant crisis so far? It's projected that this year, so 2023 was $1.5 billion to take care of migrants. $1.5 billion. 2021, 2025, they said it would cost New York City $9 billion. Chicago has spent about $350 million this year on the migrant crisis, and that's expected to quadruple. And you know what was so disrespectful about Chicago with regard to Brandon Johnson? Remember all them schools they shut down in Chicago because they said they couldn't afford to operate them? Mm-hmm. They opened them up. Not only did they open them up, they renovated them. Turned them into apartments for migrants, so you sleep upstairs, go to school downstairs. How is it that you ain't got money for jobs for black people, which is a big reason why you got so much crime? You got all these homeless black people in Chicago, but you can take care of the migrants before you take care of black people. And that's why I'm hoping that Black Chicago organizes, just like co-founder of the Black Panther Party, Bobby Seale did at the 1968 Democratic National Convention in Chicago. Bobby Seale turned up and turned it out with the Black Panthers. I hope Chicago doesn't let President Biden and Vice President Harris come there, because you know the Democratic National Convention is in Chicago, August 19th through August the 21st. I hope Black Chicago don't let the Democrats come to your city where they have bred this migrant crisis and y'all don't do nothing about it. And I'm gonna tell you, this needs to stand up and show out. Milwaukee, even though they don't have a migrant crisis like Chicago and New York, the Republican convention is in Milwaukee next Monday, this coming Monday. And guess what, we gonna be there.
We gonna be there.
I wish I could be there with you.
Man, I ain't gonna lie, Dr. Umar was absolutely cooking, and I just don't see how, with these facts he just spoke, more black people can sit around idly and let this happen.
Because they don't know their politics.
See, but the thing he's saying is right. Okay, so all those things are true about the migrants and this and that. He was saying they were down the sword for the Democrats. So what's the other option? He's not going to endorse Trump.
Yeah, he's not.
What
else can we do?
If you're, that's why it's crazy this year. If you're pro-black, you have to vote Trump.
I feel like if more black people show support for Trump and we start lobbying towards Trump and he start winning the black vote, I'm sure he would at least try to do something for us. I mean, he's at the very least, he's against this happening.
He knows he's smart. He knows it's gonna be Joe Biden or Trump that wins. So you got
but like I'm just gonna say, like, after everything he just said though, and he's saying Joe Biden and them is allowing this to happen. How can you look at politics and look at your options and not endorse the candidate that is 100% against this happening to you? Like, seriously.
I'm sorry, y'all. This is easy for me. You know, this is kind of off topic. I want to know what I heard that really blew my mind today. Why is AOC is trying to get Clarence Thomas impeached?
Yeah, it's Clarence Thomas and somebody else. Is it Sotomayor?
What do they do?
I didn't see that.
Because they're conservative.
Oh, that old stuff. Yeah, remember that old stuff they keep talking about? Some of them donors gave them something.
Everybody in politics is getting donor money. It just doesn't shock.
Yeah.
That's like the least.
None of them are hurt. He's trying to impeach them though. Like
yeah.
It's getting wild out here. Dr. Umar researches his facts. He's super pro-black. He's he's black everything. He's a race hustler. He does everything for black people. He don't want his kids. He don't want black people to date white people. And he just said that Joe Biden is not a good choice for black people.
Well,
I mean, he's already said he wanted to vote for Cornel West. We've already seen him, his campaign. He didn't even get enough support to get on the ballot. He said that.
Yes. That's why.
Yes.
I can see why,
Bro, he didn't even get on the ballot. Like you can't. That right there is throwing your vote away. Let's really see if we can endorse somebody who can give us at least against this. Like I'm 100% against this. I cannot sit around and let this happen. Like I cannot.
I respect him for keeping it on this one.
Like you can't say you want reparations and then say
Charlemagne ain't got shit to say.
No one is endorsing Joe Biden right now.
You're quite literally watching.
But it's like you're not in vote. Like if you're not for Joe Biden,
throw your vote away. Or
you just gotta face the music, bro.
He might go.
You have to face the music.
He's not gonna win.
So you have to face the music.
They're trying to find a way to make migrants vote right now.
Oh, they're trying to. See 198. No, listen, look at this.
They're trying to.
No, speaking of that,
they try to compare it to the Jim Crow.
No, look at this. 198 Democrats voted against the SAVE Act, which will require U.S. citizenship to vote. 198 Democrats out of the 203 of them voted against it.
That's crazy.
Like, that's insane.
Ain't that a threat against our democracy?
That is what I said, bro. That is a threat against democracy. Tricking great and replacing a whole votes they're gonna lose in the process and lobbying for them to be able to stay here forever. But
it's more insane because I can't go to France and vote in France.
you cannot.
I can't go to Mexico anywhere and vote for Mexico.
So I don't know what's going on.
I can't go to another country and tell them. You know what it's like? It's like somebody coming in your house and tell you how to run your house.
I completely agree. I just don't understand.
Like what the?
So yeah, that's the threat to democracy.
Fox hired them.
They say it's not
Irish.
I just think that more black people just need to stop voting with their emotions and really look at what's going on.
But
I hope we can. This video reaches enough people.
We
can help influence that.
That's why I said, what is we gonna do to educate
I truly want to help influence this. Like, seriously.
Yeah.
If you know a black person, send it to me.
I'm gonna tell you one thing up and shut up. Even though they don't have a migrant crisis like Chicago and New York, the Republican convention is in Milwaukee next Monday, this coming Monday. And guess what? Milwaukee, black people are the largest ethnic group. Unlike Chicago, it's white, Hispanic, black. Milwaukee, black, white, Hispanic. But guess what? Milwaukee has one of the worst black male graduation rates in America. So I'm hoping that black Wisconsin goes to that Republican National Convention and exercise their First Amendment rights to peacefully assemble and protest. But don't let them come to your city after causing all these problems.
What problem? I want to see where he was going with that.
I did want to see where he was going with that, honestly. That took a little turn there.
Let them come after causing all these worst black graduation rates in America. So I'm hoping that black Wisconsin goes to that Republican National Convention and exercise their First Amendment rights to peacefully assemble and protest. But don't let them come to your city after causing all these problems.
Well, I did the Republican Party.
Yeah, he is violent.
So you know damn well what he meant.
He's saying he wants the black people in Wisconsin to go protest against the RNC. Yeah, the black people in Chicago to protest against the DNC.
So who the hell are you supposed to vote for and do?
Bro, I don't know, bro. Like, see, that's why he's like he sits on the fence, bro. He sits on the fence. You can't.
We gotta be logical in this situation.
We can't sit on the fence, guys. That's throwing your vote away.
Look,
you got this option.
Don't even worry about that last option.
That means you shoot you kill yourself. I just think you can't complain.
I just think like things like what he just highlighted. Houses going up, groceries going up, everything's going up. We about to go to war. We on the war. Like, how can you sit by and allow that to happen based on your emotions? Think of your future. Think of your life. Think of
serious.
Like, this is serious stuff. We have to to stop all this from happening. Or the future could look very different for our children and for us. For real. That's the scary part about it.
I really just don't get what he wants you to do. What does he want you to do?
He sit on the fence, bro. That's one thing I've noticed about a lot of black people who have these voices. Stephen A. They just sit on the fence.
Bro, but
They know they want to say they want to.
They know people are really outraged by you endorsing one or the other. Like
They not saying they won't say what they truly think they
But
are.
that's the thing, though.
damn, bro. Like,
But that's the thing, bro. Because they say, well, I'm not. Joe Biden, no longer he. So there's only one other option.
Or
So there's no like.
when have they said anything about bad policy that Trump has introduced or the Republicans?
man,
never said that.
Then they
So-
heard them say probably
Since then,
2025.
They bring up the indictment.
So
They said, I'm conservative economically, but socially I'm a Democrat. What does that mean, bro?
So
Media Democrat.
yeah, media, you know,
that sounds
like
like
on media, and this bread is off camera, it's Republican.
Be Republican. That's what you gotta take the little things from these people. You know, you
Bring them out.
go
Bring
on
them out a
the
little
things they saying and make it make sense. And if the Democrat Party make it sound like it's the best for you out there, I don't know.
It's
what
just-
it is.
it's just-
Oh
It's the policies, bro.
That's
It's the
all.
policies, bro.
It's Joe Biden,
California is having the world's greatest fleet of people leaving this state right now.
Every Democrat city or state is being Muslim.
It's really we having a historical migration. Like we're in the goddamn 40s and 50s.
illegal migration.
Listen to
Both.
People that don't research policies, do they know
Listen to
that
him.
The Democrat cities are being left the most? I don't think they know.
I don't know, man. I don't know
You
what
don't
they
know.
think. I think they just purely vote off emotion and they eat the media Kool-Aid and agenda, and that's just their only source of like knowledge. And they think they're informed and they're really just brainwashed
Yeah.
or like thinking or like being led to think a certain way.
Yeah, don't even
People
worry about
say
that
that.
last 10 seconds though. Hey, y'all heard
Man.
that Umar. He did it. He cooked on that one.
We're gonna be at the RNC, y'all. Come pull up on us.
I wish I could come and be there with
It's
you.
glamorous like
I don't know you, but I wish I
some might imagine.
Shotty, Georgie. No. You know, that channel. What other people think is important enough. I hope a lot of people see that whole conversation. Me, at least. Let's go.